After the last Ubisoft event, we now know that the events of Assassin's Creed Hexe take place in the 16th century during the Age of the Wizard Massacre. The word hex means witch in Old English, and it seems that in the new Ubisoft creation, you will either play as a wizard or be responsible for hunting and destroying them. One of the things that has left fans impatient for the release of the game is that Assassin's Creed Hexe will be the darkest game in the franchise so far. Personally, Assassin's Creed Valhalla's greatest moments are the scary stages of the game, such as the Druids, Grendel's side mission, and Daughters of Lyrian. Steps that really caused anxiety and fear to engulf the player. Making a dark and scary game in the Assassin's Creed world, with different gameplay and music specific to the genre, is fantastic news for fans of such titles. How can you not love an Assassin's Creed game that is similar to the horror version of The Witcher? Choosing one of Europe's darkest periods to tell the story of the next Assassin's Creed franchise could lead to one of the best in the series. Not much is known about Assassin's Creed Hexe from Ubisoft, however, there are speculations based on rumors and the timing of the game's story. Although the Assassin's Creed franchise has seen some disturbing scenes from time to time, Assassin's Creed Valhalla is likely to excel in this regard. I remember being a completely random first-time Daughters of Lyrian. The story of this stage is about a witch who, after his death, his 3 daughters are punished by the people so that they do not follow their father's footsteps. As you approach the scene of the 3 girls' murders, you will see the father of the family tied to a beam. In the following, a scary cutscene is played out that it is not easy for players to forget. Lightning strikes around Ivor and a fearsome person emerges from the depths of the shadows. She asks Ivor if he came to pay tribute to King Lyrian. I remember that when I first encountered this person, Cordelia, before I had a chance to take a close look at her figure, she screamed frightening and immediately attacked and killed me. The type and timing of his attack, in addition to being surprising, also caused panic. However, it wasn't the only time I panicked during the Valhalla experience. Near one of the lakes of the game, you encounter a woman who is trying to seduce you into her home, which is adorned with the body parts and bodies of her victims. I remember that scene was so frightening that it led me to light the lamp in my room and continue to experience the game. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is cleverly intrigued with horror sequences, and this can be seen even in its expansion pack, Wrath of the Druids, but an Assassin's Creed experience that has no purpose other than to scare you can create a unique experience for players. The short trailer released from Assassin's Creed Hexe doesn't give players specific information. In the trailer, the camera can be seen moving down through the branches of trees in a misty forest, and a distant dog can be heard. In the end, the Assassin's Creed logo appears on the screen in a way that is reminiscent of Blair Witch Project. It should be noted that the letters and symbols that appear on the screen when displaying the title of the game are very similar to those used by Wizards in the past. If the information published by Bloomberg's Jason Schreier is correct, the events of Hexe will take place during the last years of Roman theocracy and when trials were being held against witches. After witchcraft was established as a crime in 1532, many trials were held in countries such as Austria, Germany, and Switzerland. While the evidence of many horrific events was deliberately destroyed during this time, there is still plenty of evidence that shows the murder and execution of thousands of people for witchcraft at this historical juncture. Thinking that such atrocities have occurred in Europe is scary. Now imagine that these events are told in the recent version of Assassin's Creed. The result will certainly be the work we can wait for now. Playing the role of a killer who masters the magic in Assassin's Creed Hexe is something we haven't seen in other popular franchises. Given that witches were wanted during this period of history, it may have given more attention to the secrecy aspect of the game than other versions of Assassin's Creed. On the other hand, if you look across Europe for the religious leaders who order the witches to be killed, it can be an exciting experience for players, especially if they are Templars. Since witchcraft is an inseparable aspect of people's lives in this epoch of European history, you may also encounter some gruesome and malicious witches who are actually trying to deceive and abuse people. Maybe they're behind the witch hunt scenario to divert attention and turn people's minds to the other side. In such a situation, you will be tasked with eliminating these evil witches like Daughters of Lyrian in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. There are many paths Ubisoft can choose to take to advance the story of Assassin's Creed Hexe, and hopefully the path the company chooses will lead to the darkest yet most terrifying game in the series.